She thought her husband was just late from work, but when his boss pulled up and revealed the truth, her entire world unraveled in seconds. A missing child, a hidden apartment, and a lie buried in the ashes of her past. What her husband was hiding will leave you speechless. Stay till the end. The final twist will haunt you. It was just after 6 p.m. The sun had dipped low, casting long shadows on the cracked pavement. My heels clicked against the sidewalk as I walked out of the grocery store, a brown paper bag cradled in my arms. I was tired. Not just physically, but the kind of tired that seeps into your bones when life feels too heavy. The car had broken down again. Second time this month. My phone battery was dead, and I had no one to call. So I sat on the curb. The air smelled faintly of gasoline and summer rain, though the clouds were gone. I watched the traffic roll past, eyes glazed, heart heavier than the groceries in my lap. Then, a sleek black car slowed down. It was a luxury sedan, the kind that did not belong in our neighborhood. The window rolled down. A man leaned over from the driver's seat. It was my husband's boss, Mr. Raymond, the CEO of the company where my husband had worked for the last 6 years. I blinked, caught completely off guard. He looked just as surprised to see me. "Need a ride?" he asked, voice calm but curious. I hesitated, unsure. But something in his eyes, maybe pity, maybe concern, made me nod. I got in. The car smelled like leather and cologne, too clean, too perfect. He glanced at me as we pulled away from the curb. "You know, I always wondered what kind of woman Michael married." My stomach clenched. There was something in his tone I could not place. Cold. Clinical. I offered a weak smile and said nothing. He continued, eyes still on the road. "I was sorry to hear about the separation." Separation? My pulse quickened. My husband and I were not separated. At least, I thought we were not. I turned toward him. "What separation?" He looked at me. His expression froze for a split second, as if he had just realized something. "You did not know?" I shook my head slowly, the world beginning to tilt. He exhaled, then said something that made my skin crawl. "Michael has been living in one of our company apartments for 2 months. I stared at him, heart pounding. "No, that is not possible. He leaves for work every morning he comes home." He frowned slightly. "He has not shown up at the office in weeks." I stopped breathing. Everything in me went still. The man who shared my bed had not gone to work? The man I kissed goodbye each morning had not set foot in his office? I felt the blood drain from my face. Mr. Raymond slowed the car, pulled into a small parking lot. He turned off the engine and looked at me fully. "I did not mean to shock you, but you deserve to know the truth." I could not speak. My hands trembled in my lap. Then he added, slowly, with meaning in every word, "And there is more." I swallowed hard. The leather seat beneath me suddenly felt too stiff, too tight, like it was holding me in place. My voice barely came out. "What more?" Mr. Raymond looked out the windshield, his jaw tightening. "The company apartment, it is in my name," he began carefully. "I assigned it to Michael personally, because he told me." He paused. My chest rose and fell quickly. "Told you what?" I asked, my voice shaking. He finally looked at me again. "He said he was going through a messy divorce. That you were unstable. That he feared for your son's safety." My vision blurred. "Son," I whispered. I do not have a child." Mr. Raymond blinked. His lips parted, confusion dawning on his face. "Wait," he said slowly. "He brought a child with him. Told me it was his. Said the boy had just turned 5. My stomach flipped. I felt cold, like ice was crawling up my spine. My hands went numb. There had to be a mistake. There had to be another Michael. But Mr. Raymond said his full name. Michael Aaron Delaney. My Michael. The man I had built my world around. The man I had trusted. Mr. Raymond leaned in, his voice lower now. "I know I probably should not be telling you this, but something felt off." He looked tired, paranoid. The boy barely spoke. "And I swear, one day I saw bruises." I gasped, covering my mouth. Tears welled in my eyes. No, I whispered. Michael would never, he would never hurt a child. Mr. Raymond placed a hand gently on my shoulder. I thought you deserved to know. I thought you knew everything. That is why I stopped today. I looked at him. My voice cracked from pain. But where is he now?
He paused.
He stopped showing up completely 3 days ago. The apartment was cleared out yesterday morning. No forwarding address. No phone calls. Nothing. I sat frozen. The pieces of my life lay shattered around me. Michael had lied. He had left. And he had taken a child I never even knew existed. Or was he even his? Who was the boy? Why did Michael vanish? Mr. Raymond reached into his glove box and handed me a small folder. I took this the day I visited the apartment. There are some photos. Maybe it will help. I opened it with trembling fingers. Inside was a single Polaroid. Michael, standing beside a small boy with ash blonde hair. The child was holding a toy truck, the same one I had donated to Goodwill 6 years ago. My blood ran cold, because that truck had belonged to my son, the son I lost 5 years ago, in a fire, and yet the boy in the photo was wearing his clothes, holding his toy, and had his smile. My breath caught in my throat. Something was terribly wrong, and Michael was not just running away.
He was hiding something.
My hands trembled as I stared at the photograph. Every part of me wanted to deny what I was seeing. But the boy, the toy, the eyes that mirrored mine, he looked just like my son. The son I had mourned. The son I had buried. I clutched the photo to my chest, heart pounding like a war drum. Memories flooded back. The night of the fire, the chaos, the sirens, and Michael, who insisted on identifying the body himself. He had not let me see him. He said it was too painful, too burned. And I believed him.
But now,
had he lied about that too? Had my son survived? And if so, where was he now? Mr. Raymond's voice cut through the storm in my head. I do not know what is going on, but I can help you find him. I looked up at him, eyes full of tears and something else.
Fire.
Resolve. A mother's fury. I nodded. I need answers. He started the engine again. Then, let us go find the truth. As the car pulled out of the parking lot, I looked back one last time at the empty curb where I had been left alone. I had arrived there lost, tired and unsure. But I was not leaving the same woman. Something had been stolen from me, and now I was going to take it back.